When we first got the idea of building co-housing, there were 4 couples that all knew each other, and we always had so much fun together that we thought maybe it would be great if we could live in the same neighborhood. And then we thought, well, maybe we could build a neighborhood.
Co-housing is a situation where people come together. They're not buying their way into an existing housing development. They're going to shape their own development and together design it, together figure out what the program will be.
It's like a cross between communal living that you can imagine people doing in, the 60s, that kind of thing, where people are really personal on a personal scale, and a housing development where we built this housing place together.
A lot of the planning meetings would go from really funny to really tearful to really angry, and it was a lot like a marriage where you have a fantasy about how it's going to be.
But we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into.
We picked Santa Cruz as the place to build our co-housing. Then we hired a development planner, a site planner, architect. We secured funding, and then we started trying to find other people who would live in the community with us to spread the cost.
You do have your own house and your own kitchen, but it is clustered tightly with others, and it's intentionally programmed to get together with the other folks.
We have our individual houses, 10 houses and 6 townhouses. And then we have a very big public space, which is our common house, where we have outdoor eating space, we have indoor eating space in our big common room, we have a living room, a playroom, laundry facilities, exercise room, and a kitchen where we prepare our meals together.
Slices? Yeah, slices like this.
The best part of using the common house are the meals that we have together. You sign up probably about 6 months before you're going to do a meal.
We used to eat a couple times a week, usually Friday and Sunday. We have a cook and an assist cook, and then 2 cleaners.
And the meals are so good. They're a gift.
I think this is going to blend really well, don't you? Yeah. Our first Indian, Cuban fusion meal, and I think it's going to be a great success.
I don't use recipes. I just cook basically by instinct. So it could either work out well or it could be a disaster.
I don't think co-housing would fit for a lot of people who want to have privacy and make all of their choices about their living alone. We make a lot of compromises.
We have a word for when you park your car and you've had a long day and you just want to get home, and we call it being cohoed, like for co-housing. So what happens is you get out of your car, you go to the mailbox, you see your neighbor, you talk for a little bit, you walk like 10 steps, you see your other neighbor. They're talking about something that's coming up, then you see a third neighbor, then a fourth neighbor. It takes you 25 minutes to get home sometimes. But what's interesting about that is we can always duck your head and go home. What mostly happens is by the time you get home, you're in a better mood.
The best things about living here are that there are so many people that you know, and there's a huge family that you can just rely on, and you feel very secure. And some of the bad things are people will just walk into your house because they feel so close. That's kind of bad if you want just to be alone.
There we go, all done. Yeah, it's all there. Look at everyone lining up to eat.
You never know what you're going to get here, and it's always great.
When people ask me what co-housing is, one of the things I say is, well, it's the houses, but it's also what we've done together. What's brought us together is raising our children together, making food together, and making decisions together about how we want to live. And none of those has been perfect, but beside my kid, co-housing is the best thing I ever made.
Thanks. There we go.
Yes.